Lovely. I am joined by Priya, the Vice President of Revenue Management for Benchmark Hospitality, coming to us from New Jersey. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm at the Houstonian Hotel, Club, and Spa, tucked away in all of Houston's urbanness. You'd never know it's here. It's like on 27 acres. It's crazy. It's beautiful. But how are you doing? How have the past few months been for you?
Loaded question, right? It's been crazy times, I think, for all of us. It's been unusual. It doesn't matter how long you've been in hospitality. It is, I don't think we've ever seen a situation like this. It's not only impacted our industry, but I think also our personal lives. So I think I'm just grateful for my health, the health of my friends, my family, my colleagues.
So tell us a little bit about Benchmark. How many properties, geographies, what's that look like?
43 hotels, primarily in North America. Our hotels are mainly in the upper upscale and luxury class and mostly independent hotels.
And so how have you juggled so many different properties and so many different geographies? I mean, if you're just looking at if you're just looking at United States, I mean, every state had different regulations, different capacities, open, close. It must have been maddening.
It's certainly been interesting, right? I think the one thing that we did when COVID spiked in March was get together as a team, and acceptance is the first thing. This is unusual. We've never really seen this before. There's no manual. There's no SOP. So as a team, it was, getting as much information as we can and then sharing that information to the field as quickly as possible. So best practices around revenue management. How do we close a hotel? How do we open a hotel? Best practices for operations. How do you run your property? We have monthly meetings with our general managers. And one of the things that we did really quickly was make that weekly meeting so that, they could share what they're experiencing with their hotels and others could learn from it. So teamwork, I think, was so essential through all of these times. For me personally, what was interesting was the forecasting experience. We are so dependent on historic data, our pace. What is our revenue management system telling us? We had to throw all of that out and think of a creative way to say, okay, how do we forecast for the rest of the year? And the one thing that we started doing was really building out scenarios. So best case, worst case, something in the middle. And then also scaling. So if we do lose 10% in occupancy, what does that mean to the bottom line? If it's 15%, what does that mean to the bottom line? It certainly was a learning experience for all of us, but I think we're better for it. We're more prepared.
Are you able to, I mean, how is it going with that strategy that you just outlined there for forecasting? Have you gotten a feel yet for, hey, this is actually working, or we're not quite there yet?
It certainly has been very effective. Right now, I think we've got more of a handle. We're not looking at same time last year data anymore. We're looking at how we performed for the last 4 weeks. What do we currently have on the books? What is our pace? So it's certainly a more current way of forecasting. I also think that, in March, the revenue management system that you used wasn't as experienced at these new trends as it is now. So, I think the systems are learning. We are starting to influence those demand trends a lot more. And I think that the forecast process is getting more familiar, but also more accurate.
A minute ago, you talked about teamwork. How has the communication gone with sales, marketing, revenue, GM? Do you get a sense that's a little tighter? Is it the walls? Have the walls come down finally? Or tell us about that.
I think as a culture, we've never been a title-based company, if you will. Like our CEO will always say, there are no cash registers in home office. So our job's always been there to support the hotels. I think in that sense, it really was same as usual for us. It was, how do we help? What do we do? I do think we've been wearing multiple hats a lot more than we otherwise used to. So, I'm the analyst, I'm the revenue manager, I'm the director of revenue. I think there's a lot of that going on with the team, but for me personally, I'm working with the smartest people in the industry. So this is a team I trust, I depend on, I know is watching my back, and they know the same about us. So I think if anything, the one thing I love coming out of this experience is we've grown stronger as a company and as a team.
What about the strategy of getting those bookings? Again, so many properties, so many different locations. Is it one strategy across the board, or is it case by case? How are you handling that?
Yeah, different locations, different regulations across the hotel. So really, that the day-to-day strategy is very specific to the hotel. But the one thing that we are doing across the board is continuing to drive our direct business. It just something similar. Benchmark is one of the few companies I know that invests heavily in marketing and really is extremely protective. We are extremely protective about that direct business. One of the promotions we've had recently is the road trip promotion, which has worked very well for us. It really appeals to that nostalgia, if you will, mom and dad, kids in the back of the car, driving to your vacation destination. It has appealed very well to our guests who are coming to stay, and has certainly been one of our most successful promotions this summer. Another thing that we do is, I think if there's anything you've learned from the last downturn, it's been hold on to that rate. Dropping rate at this point, it's not going to trigger any additional demand. There's really no sense leaving money on the table. So what we've tried to do is be very thoughtful about our rate strategy and our positioning. And it's really worked for us. We've done a fantastic job at our company, holding on to not only our rate market share, but also our RevPAR market share.
All right, with the last minute that we have here, any advice for the hoteliers still going through this mess?
Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands. I think, if anything, just hang in there. This industry is bound to, we are going to come back. We are going to rebound, and we're going to rebound strong. As a culture, as a society, we love travel. We love exploring. We love finding new experiences. And we are going to go out and travel again, and we're going to stay in hotels. So don't lose hope. Hang in there. It's coming. It's going to get better.
Yep, we'll be telling our grandkids about this one.
Definitely.
Okay, thanks for joining me, Priya.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.